Giant burrito.
All right, he's going in. It's not cut in half like I thought it might be. It's just a big log.
Talking into two mics at the same time.
All over my face, I feel like. Ooh, that salsa is spicy.
Marriage Bites 267. Here we go. That's right. This is Marriage Bites, episode number 267. And I'm your host, Mike Biseglia. And I'm coming to you from my wife's living room area in Belford, New Jersey. Tonight, we tried Chipotle's Barracuda, Barramundi. What is this thing called?
Oh, God, you just screwed me up. Barbacoa.
Barbacoa. We've been having a lot of barramundi in our meal kits,
yes,
so it's
a
like
lot.
in my mind. If you're new to this podcast, or if you're old and you're listening on Apple and Spotify, don't forget you can check us out now on video. This podcast is on YouTube. That is Marriage Bites with Mike and Jess. Check us out on YouTube. Jess, this thing is is sitting right in front of us. It is way bigger than what we had last week.
Oh, my God. It
is humongous.
They don't even seem like the same species of food.
It is so heavy. I wish we had your scale out, but what do you think? That's 5 pounds?
It's probably like 2 to 3.
I mean, that's like a good...
Like a little weight.
Little lightweight.
Like the bike weights, on the back of the Peloton.
Some girth to it. This is a big one. Also on YouTube, don't forget, check out the channel. We've got some really good behind-the-scenes videos. You can check out the kids. You can check out us ordering at Chipotle. And then if you missed last week, go ahead back, watch that episode where we have Taco Bell. And you can also see the behind the scenes of us going into the drive-thru. So what do you like? You like doing the video? Has it been as scary as you thought?
No, it's not scary. I just don't like looking at myself. So,
well, you're very beautiful, so you should get over it. Damn it.
Well, I'm doing this with no makeup on a Sunday night after being exhausted with children.
Neither am I.
Here we are.
Yeah, no, I know. It's I do like doing this on Sunday evenings. It is kind of therapeutic in a weird way.
Yeah, that's true.
It is nice. I think, well, last week we did it on Monday, but that's because of
It was a 3-day weekend.
3-day weekend. But there's something kind of nice about doing it on a Sunday evening, just kind of winding down the week. Things get so crazy during the week.
Yeah.
Good and bad, but it's just work, kids running around, events. It's just to take a minute, I think, kind of just settle in and talk about, Cleveland Steamers.
It's a good benchmark for the week.
It's a good bench. It is a good way of realizing, like, hey, it's been a week, which is kind of cool.
It sure was a week last week, so.
The wrap from this is stuck in my teeth. It is so gluteny. Is that a word?
Yeah.
It's in my teeth.
I think.
It's in my teeth.
However, it's been so cold, my lips are super dry, and that spicy salsa is like, I feel like I had like those lip injections. That's actually what they do. Like you can.
They give you salsa?
No. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
They put cayenne pepper in lip balm to make your lips plump up, like temporarily, gotcha. Not like you're getting like injections, but if you can go to like Sephora and buy stuff. It makes your lips look like a Kardashian's, but it's literally just irritating it with like peppers.
Interesting.
So there you go.
Learn something new on the podcast.
I think this also was free. So did I just come up with something?
Well, and I also liked how you ordered things on the side. They seem pretty accommodating about that. Just like
they were super nice there.
They were.
I've never been to that Chipotle before.
So the Chipotle was in Red Bank, and going in there, first of all, it's super modern. I mean, I'm sure you think of like Chipotle's as a kid, like. This one was super modern, spacious, which is the new way of things going. And basically, if you were a 15-year-old boy
who lived in Red Bank, you were at Chipotle.
You were at Chipotle. I mean, I feel safe in saying this, and this goes for people that were working at Chipotle. I'm pretty sure I was the oldest person in that restaurant.
Oh, you were. And also,
which is a little depressing.
First of all, large volumes of teenagers stress me out, and
yes,
we had that going. They were so dorky, though, that made me feel better.
Yes.
There was nothing like, it was like they came from some sci-fi movie or like a Dungeons and Dragons convention. That was the vibe.
Yeah.
But can we talk about one thing?
Yes.
How stupid are their haircuts?
The 15-year-old boys?
Yeah.
Well, we'll describe the haircut so people can understand.
It's called a broccoli cut. It's kind of like...
And what does that mean?
Somebody cut your hair who's never cut hair before.
But it's obviously a style. I mean, people are doing it.
It's like fluffy on top, kind of short on the sides, and then sometimes has like a little at the bottom, like a curve. It is... I think you could take the most attractive man and give him that haircut, and it would knock it down.
So me?
Yes, it would knock... Oh, God.
Let's do it for the podcast.
You'd have like Jufro on top,
I'm gonna do
broccoli stalk on the bottom.
You think you're so funny. I'm getting it this week. I'm going to go to Vinny literally down the street. Like, Vinny, give me this haircut. I'm doing this just to see how long
it takes you to have sex again?
Yeah.
Why? That doesn't seem like a bad bet for you.
I'm willing to take my chances. And I want to see how it goes. No. Maybe I'll get a cauliflower trim. Is that a thing?
I feel like that's like a pube trim.
Is that what they're called? Cauliflower trims?
But that seems actually like a better option if you think about it.
What, a cauliflower trim?
No, like just calling that in general, like a broccoli cut.
But I think broccoli's just more famous than cauliflower.
No. I'm saying like if you're trimming your pubes, call it a broccoli cut.
What are you talking about?
It looks more like broccoli, I feel like.
Broccoli? Whose pubes are you looking? Oh, you're embarrassing me, man. Just stick to burritos.
Well, okay, honest question. Can you ask Vinny that when you go get your haircut?
For a broccoli cut?
Or when you take Ryan. No, don't ask him for one. Ask him if he gives them.
I
sure
didn't even
he
know.
does.
I mean, I guess he has to. Seriously.
It's a very modern haircutting.
I have not seen anybody in the barbershop
get one.
Now, it's typically more, it's a variety of ages.
Little kids up to like dudes. I don't know. I feel like everyone's getting the high and tight or something there. It's
yeah, everybody's kind of getting the same haircut.
Yeah.
And they're great. But I don't think I've seen any broccoli cuts.
It's like the swankiest dude's haircutting place
I don't think I've seen any of those.
Yeah, but did not everybody? I was just looking around and I was like, they all have terrible haircuts. You know whose hair would not go well with the broccoli cut? Ryan's.
No, Ryan
would not work.
My dad loves Ryan's hair long. He tells me. I know you don't like it.
Yeah, well, you know what? He doesn't have to style it.
I wish Ryan, our son, styled his hair more. It'd look cute if he pushed it up in the front, but he's so stubborn.
I have no idea where he gets that.
You think it's me?
Yeah.
It is weird though seeing him repeat everything we do. I mean, he took his Fisher Price type laptop thing where you type the alphabet and games for kids under 6, and he pretends to be on Zoom calls with his friends.
Yeah. So he also set up a microphone next to it. Before we'll start this, we'll test the audio. Test 1, 2, 3. He was testing out the audio. I mean, it was a pump of lotion, but he was poor kid has bad eczema.
Yes,
I had to buy the industrial thing of lotion for him. And
just hysterical though that's the thing.
He sat it next to his computer and he went, "Hello, boopity bop bop," and then he goes over to his computer, presses the button, and goes, "Hello, boopity bop bop." Oh, sounds good. He literally gave himself an echo, and then he said he has to get on his pewter to do meetings because nobody's in the office anymore.
Part of me's sad when he's doing this. Because I'm like, don't grow up, man. You don't need this shit.
Well, in all fairness,
you don't want to be doing what we're doing. Be a kid.
He and I had strep throat, so we quarantined together this week, and he sat in. I did not take any time off of work. And I had 8 Zoom calls in a row on Friday, so he really got to see the the full gamut.
Too, because we're going up there. He's like, "Dad, I need you to be quiet." It's like, "Well, why?" He goes, "I got my meetings." Oh,
and what did he say today? That somebody put some junk meetings on his calendar? I was like, what?
"Oh my God, ridiculous."
No, he's in mystery meetings, and he's like, "I don't want to take them."
Yeah, it's crazy. By the way, it is so weird having this conversation with this giant bulge of meat in front of us.
It is.
It's huge.
I don't know why. I never really got into Chipotle. I feel like it was such a fad.
Yeah.
I feel like it was. I remember when I worked in Long Island, that it was really. So that was 2013 to 2016. I feel like it was really popular then. When do you remember the height of Chipotle?
Right around then. Sounds about right.
When we were in Charlottesville, did we have it, or was that because that was 2012? I'm trying to remember when it was like the thing, because it is the thing for people still. Like
Aren't they not doing as well though?
Yeah, they're not doing as well. And I have a guess as to why after buying this.
It's expensive.
It was so expensive.
By the way, new segment. We're not going to do it tonight because I know what it cost.
Oh, guess what it cost.
Guess what it cost. Oh. So whoever bought it,
okay,
the other person will take a guess.
I will say.
But it cost what, $16?
It was $16. And I know guac is extra. We all know that. But that is, I mean, I guess I'm kind of like torn. It is such a generous portion.
It's an enormous amount of food.
If one had excellent portion control, I think it could reasonably be 3 meals, like 3 lunches. But in reality, it's going to be about 1.5. Like, because, you start
or 1.
Yeah, or 1. But that is really expensive for a chain. And then I just go back to
that's all chains now, Jess. That's all chains. Like the local spot down the street from us, Pueblo Magico. How much are their burritos? But
13 or 14.
And you get fries.
Yeah, they did great fries.
So you get like a side.
See, and I think that's where it gets me, is that we also are, there's an area of Red Bank that has like this hot spot of Mexican restaurants. Yeah. And we are pretty much walking distance from it, ironically, when you're there. And I feel bad taking that money when it's more than the local chain. And that food is honestly probably better.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a moral thing. And that's the same thing with like, I get if you want a Domino's extra large cheese pizza and it's $9 and the local pizza places, honestly, they're like $20 around here. I get it if it's from a financial perspective. But if I'm going to Domino's and for whatever reason the pizza I order is more than the local chain, then I feel bad. I feel morally
Jess,
bad
I
about
think that the local chain, for the size of that Domino's pizza, I think they're comparable in price. I'm not saying some of the higher end pizza spots, it's a different conversation, but I do think that you go to these local pizza places, they comp to Domino's in price.
And that's where it loses me, is when I always feel like you go for the price. Obviously you also go for the consistency, but when I was like, I thought like this would be like $9, and when it was $16, that's like, let's say that's lunch. For a lot of people, that's not even your per diem if you're at work.
That's expensive.
Like I'd have to, not at my current job, I have a $25 lunch limit, but like I've had previous jobs where it was like $15. I'd be like, I'm so sorry, I got guac. I went over the budget. Like that's really expensive.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, it definitely is.
It's also such a generous portion.
But it is massive.
So that's where
if it was small and it was that price, then I think you'd have like some serious anger issues.
It is huge.
But because it's big,
Well, so I think the complaints were, I believe that is the complaints that people have been having, was that they've been, with inflation, they've been skimping on what they give you. And and so the prices were going up and the portions were going down.
Which is not going to be a recipe for success.
And especially when, let's be honest, what is the vast majority of the inside of this? Probably the cheapest things you can buy.
Yeah, it's
rice and beans.
Which
is literally like pound for pound, like the cheapest thing you can eat.
See, yeah.
No, was the barbacoa a massive upcharge? I do not know.
That was what I was going to say.
I checked the receipt. I don't know.
I don't know either. And that's what they're also promoting. That's the reason we got it, is that's the big promotion right now that's going on with them. What I wanted to say was, I remember, was it like 5-6 years ago, they had some issues with some of their food, was like getting people sick. Does that sound right?
Well, so the really big one was Chi-Chi's, based out of Pittsburgh.
But there was something with Chipotle where there was something rancid.
Tomatoes or green onions, it was a vegetable.
Like they were having some problems sourcing their veggies.
And that went, I'll look that up while we're talking.
And that crushed people. I do know Mikal Bridges, who's on the Knicks, former net, he would like eat Chipotle every day.
It is.
And he had like some sort of deal with them.
A young dude thing. So hard. Because it's
just like man meat. Like you're just like consuming
I have
copious amounts of food.
I have a set of cousins that's just 3 boys, and they just like live off Chipotle.
Do they really?
Yes, they are the blonde ones who have hair that matches our children. Yes, 2015 they had an E. coli outbreak.
Told you, which felt right because we were in Long Island then, right?
Yes, I don't know what it was in regards to, but you might be right on lettuce.
I think it was lettuce.
Okay, so at least you know what. Well, this is not something that I'd love to hear about, especially foodborne illnesses. I do feel good to know that I kind of threaded the needle on the popularity of Chipotle being about 2013 to 2016.
Yeah. And then I'm surprised to hear that they're still doing well. I thought they were like about to be done.
You know what? I think it's just confusing to me because it seems like something that I'd be totally into. I just don't like run across it enough. Like,
well, they did a really good job for them. There was nothing like this at the time.
No.
And I'm not an expert on
and no one
this,
has mastered it like that.
But there was nothing like this where you could go in and put together not Taco Bell.
I mean,
but this is, it really revolutionized. And now there was Qdoba.
I was going to say
wasn't Qdoba first?
I was going to say there was Qdoba, there's Baja Fresh, and there was Moe's.
But why?
They all were sort of shittier versions of this.
Why? Yeah, it was like Chipotle found a way that they just really knocked
I don't
it
know.
out.
I don't know if it was the marketing. I don't know what it was, but it had a hold on people, and it still does. And I think some people really look at it as like high quality fast food, and other people really look at it as shitty fast food.
But it is good. I wouldn't say it's shitty. Like I would say the meat's in there. They're cooked well.
I don't know. I don't know why I don't eat it more. It never comes to mind. But like,
it's just, yeah. The problem is like if you wanted to get let's say realistically, you were going to get a burrito bowl or a salad bowl, and it's $15.
Wait, I think it might have just hit me at why I never really get it.
It's expensive.
No, it feels like yes, and it feels like to me lunch food. And I never eat out for lunch unless I'm out for work, and I'm usually eating with people, and like it's like a meal. This is like you work.
I'd have a hard time.
Yes, I think I'm figuring this out. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not dinner food to me.
Yeah.
There's no reason it's not. It just isn't. Yeah. I don't know. Why is a burrito bowl not dinner food, but a salad is? I have no idea. But it feels really office lunch, and we work from home.
It does feel office lunch.
It seems insane to me to leave my home where I can make myself dinner or make myself lunch very quickly and cheaply.
Yeah.
To leave just so much time and energy. And usually if I'm like out and about, I work in New York City, I'm not going to go to Chipotle. I think I just worked it out in real time.
It does feel it's very lunchy. I think we should start to institute here at the house where we
Chipotle Fridays?
Chipotle Fridays. No, Chipotle Mondays. Chipotle Mondays. Well, where we just Monday, I need to see you slamming this burrito. Just like
it's always
Monday.
Good. Beginning of the week, just started off the nice 1,200 calorie.
Just pound this thing. You don't have to get the beer. What's it called?
Barbacoa. Didn't hate it.
Also, what is barbacoa, by the way? We should probably tell people.
Looked it up.
It's slow braised.
It is a meat. It traditionally, it is so vague. It is a meat. Fill in the blank on that one. That is put underneath the ground and braised under the ground. Kind of like that. Were you there when we had that suckling pig, or was that just me in Spain in the cave? That was just me.
What else were you doing down there in the cave?
I don't know. It was they took us to I don't know. That was a wild trip. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it was just you in the cave with that suckling pig. Is there anything else you want to tell me? Keep talking. The computer power cord fell out.
Oh, that's when you went to the
sound effects.
That's when you went to the stadium, I believe.
Well, we went to Barcelona.
Yeah, we were in
Barcelona.
Anyway.
And well, you can really see my Metsies. I'm really nerding out here. By the way, the camera angles here. We're still trying to perfect this, but if I get really close to the camera, I look like I could eat you.
That's the perspective. Anyway,
like a giant.
I couldn't really figure out. There didn't seem to be any specific spices or anything that was really. It was just slow braised under the ground. Obviously, this is not that.
Yeah, no, there's no one in the back in Chipotle. If you went to Chipotle and saw people taking meat from
underneath the cement in the parking lot,
I'd be a little concerned. Oof. Yeah.
I don't know the difference, however, between this and birria, and I did try to look that up, and I didn't figure anything out.
Similar taste.
Yeah, it's like a similar vibe, kind of like a tomato sauce.
Yeah, similar
kind
taste.
of.
Similar taste.
Greasy
It was
vibe to it.
now, to be fair to this whole process, we're buying this, we're reheating it. Because
I think it reheated great.
It did, honest. But I did see. So when the man was younger than us, was taking the meat out of the meat container.
Oh, he let it drip for a while.
He let it drip for a while, and part of me was like, let a little of that sauce in there. It was like he
I think
wanted...
that would really mess the impact. I think this guy knew what he was doing.
No, I don't disagree with that. I know
this is not soggy at all.
Yeah, no, it isn't.
And it should be soggy with how wet that meat was.
No, and that to me was a sign of just maybe an indicator of what I'm going to talk about. I think where Chipotle lacks is one simple change.
Ooh, okay.
And I don't know why they don't do this because it's such an easy thing.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Get a hot press and push this thing down.
At the end.
Ooh. And seal it in and give the outside just a little bit of crunch. Because right now, it is just very chewy. Like I said, I have this in my gums and I cannot get it out. I think it just needs a little pressure, a little heat, seal it, and then secure it. So when you bite into it, it's got that little more of a crunch. Because I think you bite this thing is going to fall apart.
That really would make it hold up better. So,
and there's I'm not saying something like, Chipotle is listening going, wow, we never thought about it. They obviously don't want to do that.
No, okay, and here's my thought on it. I think it's time.
To do it?
No, like that it takes too long. That it would
slow down the
that's
process.
My thought.
Oh, yeah. No,
I bet you in order to get it like
you're
that,
right.
it probably is like a 2 minute. It's kind of like when you order something at Starbucks. And yes, they're only heating it up. Yeah. But it takes like 3 to 4 minutes. And that is always really slow and annoying.
Yep.
That would be my thought on why they don't do it.
I think you're right.
You're correct.
I think you're right.
In that it would really preserve the integrity of it for a lot longer. And you'd have a little more flexibility in what you threw inside of it.
Yeah, I think you're so right. I mean, like, look at McDonald's. McDonald's is so successful, not because their food's the best, although people might say that, but their processing is unbelievable.
They're like $3.50, and then you turn around, you hand them $3.50, and they're like, "Here's your food," and you're like, "I ordered that 30 seconds ago."
Because it's just a machine. It's just a process. Like, if you have good systems in place on how to do things efficient and effectively, you can churn it out where the bun's coming out, then someone's got the burger, then there's
it's already pre-made. Like, they...
I don't think...
No, in McDonald's, they have, like, those rows of the ones that are already finished. But I think if you need to customize it, that's a different story.
Yeah. But it's just the processing in McDonald's is A+.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's the thing that was, like, so popular about Chipotle is it really was, like, you really got to kind of make your own thing from scratch. I mean, now there's so many, like... I just saw this new chain that... is similar to like a Sweet Green where like you make your own salad bowl or similar to this, but it was make your own stir fries.
Why is it these places have never caught on ever nationally the same way? There's some things like locally chain, but I'm like not
the one that
nothing as big as Chipotle.
I'm sure I've brought this up, and it may be owned by the same company as Chipotle, but it's Cava. Like the fact that has not blown up blows my mind, which is basically Mediterranean Chipotle. Yeah. It's so good, and it's the same concept, but it's like hummus and beans and gyro and stuff like that, and falafel. I actually like that kind of food better than this, but I don't know. There's just sort of a ubiquity to Chipotle that just. Maybe Mexican food's very approachable for people, and I mean, kind of you get all the options. Like I want 2 things. One, I'm driving this train. That's 3 things. I want to talk about the ordering. Yeah. The guy made me feel very comfortable. I do get weirdly nervous whenever I do that.
You do get weirdly nervous.
I can talk like science all day, present to like Nobel Prize winners.
You get into ordering, and you fuck up a lot. You do it on like ordering on takeout on the phone.
I know I'm not good at it.
You're not, and I'm so used to you just being great at everything that you do.
Well, maybe we just needed to be a compliment in something because you are good at it.
I am good at it. Like there's 2 skills I have in life: ordering food, getting the order right.
But he didn't.
And guessing random things when people ask stuff.
Guessing like prices or like weights or
years,
what time it is. Yeah, like
you got in that line and you like looked at me like help.
Well, he gave me no directions, this guy, but he was very like just.
But he did make you feel comfortable.
He gave me the vibe of like, yeah, just tell me what you want. Whereas like I like Sweet Green, and those people there, because they do it differently. This guy, I had him from beginning to end. He took me from burrito shell to toppings, like, you know.
Yeah.
With Sweet Green, they usually have stations.
Yeah, you
like
move
the
on.
first person's like lettuce or rice, and then the next person, and they always feel like a little harsh and a little like I feel rushed. Like, okay, which toppings do you want? Do you want the premium ones?
Yeah.
Do you want any dressing? Do you want on the side, heavy dressing, light dressing? And I was just like, this guy gave me no prompting. It was just like, just order. He wasn't like, okay, what's your protein now? Do you want white rice or brown rice?
Yeah.
There was nothing. He was just like, just order. So I did, and he gave very, very generous portions, I felt. Yeah. But I also always want to be their favorite customer of the day. And that's part of the problem. That's where the pressure comes in.
So do I. But at the same time, I have a good feel, and I have a nice feel like I'm my dad. I have a good feel
What
for.
are you talking about?
I just sound like him.
Not at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're being sarcastic?
Yes.
Fuck it. You just order it, keep it moving. But I know, I always do feel pressure if there's like somebody behind me. And I'm like, oh, let me add this. Oh, sorry, I'm going to get the corn.
My anxiety was more the fact that Ryan was doing parkour on the chairs.
Yeah, we'll put those videos up. I have them.
Oh, my God.
I took the video of them just like on the stools, spinning around, jump on the table. I've gotten to the point, too, in there. Maybe it was because of who was in the restaurant. If it was adults.
Those kids did not even know they were there.
I didn't care that she was like at the end crying. Because it was 15-year-old dudes that I was like, what do I care if she's misbehaving? There's no one
when you were
that
15
gives a
years
shit.
old, do you remember even clocking people who are not your age?
Just seeing the people that would have been like my parents' age, maybe.
I just don't even feel like I would have even noticed them in a restaurant. Like if I was with my friends, I really do. There could have been a baby crying. Like I wouldn't notice.
That's why Lucy started crying when we were leaving.
Well,
I'm like, hang tight.
I don't even remember.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know. I was like, let me get my phone out and film her crying. I look like the worst fucking parent in the world. I didn't give a shit.
I don't think
half
anyone.
Half the lacrosse team was there.
Yeah.
I mean, with their broccoli cauliflower cuts, it's like nobody cared.
We're such old people.
I hate beginning. Then I'm like, I can't believe my kid. I'm like, Ryan better not be a dick.
Those kids were really sweet, though.
I know they weren't bad kids at all. They weren't bad kids at all.
Like that's the worst thing you're doing is eating Chipotle at 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon.
No, I understand. I mean, think about how much money was just spent in there. Like, boom, boom, boom.
It was probably like 20
hundreds
kids
of dollars
of rice and beans
from these.
Oh, and then here was my last thing I wanted to ask you. I was like, I could not remember it. What would be your true, honest to God, perfect order there? Because we did solicit this. And we were going to solicit more perfect orders.
Good question. It would be what we got with the rice and beans. I would probably get like the braised brisket or the protein, the steak. Maybe the steak. Probably the steak.
Did you know you can do half and half?
No, I didn't know you could do half and half.
I learned that too, learning about people's orders.
So is it cost more to do half and half?
I don't know about
probably.
The cost. Yeah, I think my sister-in-law and my brother, I believe, does like half.
Your brother gets
half
a lot of
half.
Chipotle.
He works by a Chipotle. Again, work lunch.
Yeah, but he works from home.
Well, his office is by there, and his house are all near Chipotle. Actually,
it's okay if you. But I feel like your brother is a Chipotle
guy. Yeah, no, they're Chipotle people. I think their kids like it too. I think.
Would our kids like it?
I think that actually has a huge impact.
With the kids part?
Yes, because like we were talking about this today. This is going off the topic for a second.
No, please.
But like our kids don't eat burgers, and I feel like we'd eat a lot more burgers if our kids ate burgers.
Oh, I would get it. Go to Chili's. I might get the Chili's burger. You getting this on Monday? Tuesday we're getting Chili's cheeseburgers.
Chili's cheeseburger. Oof. But like, so we'll take our kids to Mexican restaurants often to grab a drink and let the kids.
Put this up, by the way.
That's okay. It's just going to sound crinkly now. We'll take our kids to Mexican.
We don't have room for this thing.
That's true. We'll take our kids to Mexican restaurants because they love chips and salsa. Love they can munch away while we have a cocktail.
Love it. Mm-hmm.
So we kind of do cater it to them, or like places that have chicken tenders and fries.
Yes.
But I think if they were more into the food now, my niece and nephew, that the ones they have that actually eat real food, not the baby,
right?
They eat those kids meals like crazy from Chipotle. So I think that's a huge driver for them because they do make. Do you remember they make a really nice kids meal?
Yeah, I saw it. But when I was thinking about what to get from here, I was checking it out. They put them in individual boxes.
I think we got it for Ryan and did it for the podcast once. We got
you're right.
We got a cheese quesadilla.
If you're just watching this for the first time, if you stumbled upon us on YouTube, there are 266 other episodes. It was called Mike Delivers. It was called Basketball Drives. But we've been reviewing food for years. I mean, you just showed me tonight a 5-year anniversary
today
of us going to Sonic and getting the cheesy tater tot things.
With like jalapenos on it. They were the tachos.
You know what's scary, Jess, when you said this? I thought this was from a year ago. You're like, oh my God, I found a video. I'm like, oh, was it last year? You go, no, it was 5 years ago. And I went, we've been doing this for 5 years?
In 15 episodes ago.
I can't believe how long we've been doing this. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. It feels like it's been 2 years.
So 5 years ago was pre-pandemic.
So then was it 6 years ago we were doing this? Oh, because it was 5 years ago in February.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic started.
Yeah. So we started in 2019. We started November 2019.
Which makes sense. Would be 50 episodes around
then. So anyway, your perfect meal. Is it in a burrito? Is it in a bowl?
It's in a burrito.
Okay.
It's rice, beans, a good protein, and then salsa. It's kind of this.
Okay.
Maybe some corn.
Can you go wild though? You really can't go like off the reservation.
No, I mean sour cream, cheese. There's some other, but there are pickled onions in there. I didn't really take a great look at what was going there because, like you said before, our daughter and son were dancing on the tables, so I had to make sure they were okay.
Surfing, like he was. It's like when the surfer goes to paddle out to catch the waves. He was on his belly, swimming on it.
Yeah, very safe. Like I said, nobody cared.
Yeah, no. Okay, so mine.
Yeah, what's yours?
Would be a burrito bowl.
Burrito bowl.
Like this is my real honest to God order.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Half brown rice, half lettuce, maybe a little E. coli. We'll see.
That was nice little sprinkles.
We're taking that gamble. The sofritos, which is their sort of like carnitas style tofu. It's really good, actually.
Okay.
It's like in kind of like a brothy, very flavorful, like tofu crumble sort of thing. The fajita veggies like we had. I think I'm going to go pinto beans instead of black beans, which is what we got in this. Mm-hmm. And then probably the corn salsa, the pico de gallo, and then that spicy salsa on the side.
Why'd you pick the spicy salsa?
Because it was the only one that was like thin and not chunky, and I felt that was a good dipper.
Good answer.
And all the other one, like I feel like I'm dipping a burrito into a container of chunks. It's just gonna bounce back off, right? Like
show that again.
Bounce back off. I could go do something to that burrito.
Yeah, man, it is a big burrito.
I got 2 hands.
There's a big burrito. I guess you're due to make a good point though. If you were like kind of,
I was like, how do you
dip
that into corn, like a
or
vat
dip it
of
into
corn?
Tomatoes?
Yeah,
it's just gonna bounce off. Get a little wetter.
I thought that the Chipotle, the salsa and the guacamole would be like more reasonable.
I think that's a good answer to it.
I am interested though in understanding more about like Chipotle hacks because I feel like you could work the system to make some interesting things, and I am surprised they don't do nachos. That's the one that I'm surprised they don't.
I bet if you looked up, there's probably a list of things that they tried and that failed.
Interesting. I feel like I'm glad we tried this though because they really come out with so few new items. Mm-hmm. Like, the Sonics of the world, Taco Bell.
Wasn't quesadilla not done for a minute?
No, it's only an online order.
I don't know. What is that about?
What that is?
That might be about the speed again.
Oh, because they need to like do that press thing, and they want to know that it's coming ahead of time. That has to be it, right?
Yeah, it has to be the speed thing. So if you go in there,
they already got a quesadilla maker then. Because that's the other thing is that actually is...
That's so crazy.
That is an issue sometimes is that I work in instrumentation, I suppose. So the instrumentation isn't available at every location.
It's just so crazy that you could go into the restaurant. You'd have to go on your phone to order it and not talk to a human being.
It has to be screwing up.
That is crazy town.
It literally has to be screwing up the chain of events.
No, it does. It's all about that. It's not like, you go in there, I'll have a quesadilla. It's like,
do you know what it is?
You got to whip out your phone and put it in.
It's the equivalent of like wanting the molten lava cake at a restaurant.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You got to order that before your dinner. You know when they do that? Like, if you want the creme brulee, you need to order that before the appetizer.
But then I'm kind of curious how someone makes it, because if someone still has to do it.
There were people.
Maybe it's somebody in the. It must not be made at the front of the line. It must be somebody else that comes in and is like, your job is to make these quesadillas.
There were 3 people kind of like rotating the front of the line, and there were a bunch of people in the back, and I was not looking at what they were doing. I assumed it was food prep, to be honest. But apparently, I guess it could be that as well. Yeah. It was interesting. I did see an online order come in while I was ordering, and the woman grabbed the online order and just jumped in front of me and just started making it. Like, and that must be her job, and they just have to double Dutch it, like, when that happens.
Well, if you saw also, too, Uber DoorDash person came in, they just put, I've said this on this podcast. I said this with Tim Capstra, where we talked about the West Orange Chipotle.
Oh, they just came in and grab it?
You just come in and take. There is no way to stop this. So if anybody's listening and you want to steal from Chipotle, this is how you do it. Their food is just laying there. Nobody double checks your code. Nobody checks. You can come in and take anything you want.
Have you ever noticed though that
anything you want? I
feel the same way about Starbucks.
Might be a lot. It's a lot of these places, because there's no one wants to slow it down. It's a trust. It's just on the trust system.
But they also but the problem is, for all of us, is that it collectively affects their overhead, and they're gonna have to increase their prices, because they're like, we're gonna lose 15 caramel macchiato, like worst case scenario, a $10 caramel macchiato gets lost a day, 15 of them, and every single day is going to cause you to increase your prices. Oh, speaking of which, Starbucks is like downsizing their menu by a third.
Their food's never been that great.
No, I think more of the drink stuff, but because they had, think about it, like the Taco Bell Chipotle model. Here we got 15 things we can smash together. They had too many things happening there. Like an ingredient that you can only use in one drink. Yeah. Whereas the Chipotle Taco Bell thing, which are very similar components, but wildly different in cost.
Yeah.
I wish I'd known. I don't remember.
The taco was affordable.
But really, it is kind of just cheese, beans, rice, salsa, meat. But what did you think of the meat?
We're going to review this? You ready to review it?
I think so.
I thought, so I'll go first again. I went first last time, but that's fine. I thought the meat was a little dry. Now, I don't know if that's because we reheated it. It needed a little salsa.
Or the guy dripped all the juice out.
Or the guy, that's why I brought it up earlier, or the guy dripped all the juice out. It did need, to me, a little liquid. The meat was a little dry to me. Now, it wasn't bad. I thought it was really tasty. Rice, solid. Beans, fine. The tortilla on the outside is so chewy. I mean, it was stuck in between my teeth. Salsa was really good. Really liked the salsa. Definitely hot.
It feels like it's different than a flour tortilla, doesn't it?
It's a little rubbery. It's stretchy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It needed a little sizzle.
If you got a flour, let's say you got the tacos there. Do they have soft tacos, or is it really hard tacos?
They only have hard tacos.
Ugh.
I like hard tacos.
It's just a mess.
My dad got hard tacos last week when we went out for lunch with.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't like a hard taco.
Your dad gets hard tacos.
I know. I grew up with hard tacos.
Yeah. I like hard tacos.
But they just collapse when you eat them.
It's like tortillas. I like them all. I'm not,
Okay. Anyway, but, I like a little tiny corn tortilla.
I used to be a corn guy, and now I'm going back to flour.
And only for fish tacos. Anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, very chewy. I thought the meat was a little dry, but good flavor. The salsa definitely helped it out. A little boring, but not sexy. I wouldn't be like, man, I gotta fuck this burrito.
I mean, I might. But
yeah. Well, take it upstairs with you.
Spicy.
But it was good. It was good. A little boring, but it was good. I'll give it a 7.
I think Chipotle is boring.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, I think it is. There's nothing interesting about it. And maybe that's why I think I forget about it. Yeah. I am going to make a conscious effort to get like 1% more Chipotle in my life in 2025.
Okay. I'm going to hold you accountable.
Okay. So maybe just like...
I'm going to hold you accountable.
I mean, there are a couple around us. I just never think about it.
Yeah, where's the other? Oh, there's one
in
in
the
other
Ryan's
direction.
School.
Yeah.
Okay, so I, as we all know, am strange about red meat.
Back-to-back meats episodes.
I know.
Good for
but
you.
I have to say, I really liked this meat. I like a hunk of red meat.
I want to get its reaction.
That you should feel very flattered. I like a hunk of red meat that is like kind of cooked to smithereens and like falls apart. And this is exactly what this is.
You didn't think it was dry?
No, I thought it was really flavorful.
Okay.
And there was no weird chewy pieces. I really liked the flavor of the meat. There's just
my lunch tomorrow, by the way.
So much rice and beans in there.
It's heavy.
It's so heavy. And I didn't get enough fajita veggies, to be honest.
I don't think I bit into
that
one.
Was really he was stingy on them, but also there were very few in the container. So we might have just been
did get the end of the container. He had to really scrap to get the rice.
You know what? He also did that with the rice. And the thing was there was a full thing of rice in front of it, but he was really working that one
Which
angle.
makes sense. We got like the last pizza before we got the fresh pie.
Oh God, that happened to me.
You just ask for the fresh pie
recently
with fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm paying. I want that one.
So, I mean, yeah, agreed. It's boring. It's perfunctory. Like, it does the job. Now, I will say, and this is what I keep thinking about. Like, whenever I came home from the airport, we talked about this on a couple episodes ago, and I hadn't eaten in, like, I don't know, close to well over 24 hours, aside from, like, a Bloody Mary and a latte. Yeah. I wish I had this.
There's Chipotle
I
in
was so hungry that, like, I needed something weighty in my stomach.
Yeah, this would have been perfect.
I think I'm never going to feel good after I eat this burrito. But like when you're really deeply starving.
Right, you're eating hungry, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be the absolute, I think that'd be so satisfying to just house a burrito when you're that hungry. I am going to do that next time. I'm already deciding that.
You want me to have it picked up for you ready?
I just DoorDash it. Although I guess, you'd be home. You were not home last time I got from the airport. I told you, that was my... embarrassing food thing of the week.
I'm excited for that this week. I have an answer. You didn't think of anything?
No, I don't know if I have one.
I have one. But you have to give your score first. Give your score.
Okay. I'm going to give it 7.
That's what I gave it.
I know.
But you loved it. Why are you...
No. I loved it for what it was. Like, it was way better. Okay. I guess I'm trying to think of, like, would I order this? No. This is the size of my thigh, and I'm actually not exaggerating. Look at it. It is kind of the size of my thigh. Like, the width.
Yes, the width.
Like, exactly. Not the length. My legs are a little longer than that.
Yes.
But in no way is this a good decision for me. But I thought the meat itself, which I think that's the way I'm kind of thinking about it. Meat was excellent. Okay. But I'm looking at it as the whole. I'd give the meat an 8. Mm-hmm. And just like the meh
so 6
of the burrito is 6. So we're gonna average that to a 7.
So 8 and 6 is 14.
Oh my God, you are son.
Divided by 2 is 7.
He just gives us math problems all day
cheese.
long. I would have put cheese in it as well.
Looks like it's
just for a little bit. Yeah, I think it needed a little creaminess.
It needed a little cream. It was lacking, and that's Biseglia's fault.
100%. Yeah,
always my fault with that.
But I thought it was a nice showing from Chipotle. There's nothing wrong with it.
You know,
it just did not titillate me.
I do think with a little cheese and the salsa inside of it would have helped the score and gotten rid of that dryness.
I don't know, but the salsa inside of it would have wrecked.
Or just like a pico de gallo.
Okay, yeah, I get that. But yeah, this was kind of a combination of like we had solicited some like personal favorites. Yeah. It was kind of a combination because I gotta be honest, they're all pretty kind of similar. Burrito bowl. there's not that many ways you can skin this cat, basically.
All right, there you have it. Chipotle review. 7 back-to-back weeks. You always said you hate when I go second because I copy you. Now you're copying me.
I'm sorry, but
apology accepted. No, you should be sorry.
I'm sorry.
Weird food thing this week, and then the best thing you ate this week. My weird food thing, not weird to me, but probably will be weird to other people. I had one afternoon, the wedding soup from Trader Joe's, and I had 3/4 of it, and I was still a little hungry.
Do not know where this is going.
So I finished off the soup, but it was cold at that point, and I just ate cold wedding soup. I don't mind eating cold soup. I've had cold. I ate last week. This probably should have been my answer for weird food thing of the week. I ate cold hot and sour soup from the fridge for breakfast. Ryan
thinks it's so funny that Mike does not eat breakfast food, and he's like, "Me and you, we like breakfast food. Daddy, he eats dinner for breakfast." Lucy and I are on the same wavelength. Yeah,
she's like, "I don't give a fuck."
Yeah, she's like, "I don't
mozzarella stick.
I don't care what." Yeah, she had to stick on mozzarella with her breakfast today.
Yeah, her and I are more similar on that.
I'm trying to think of the strangest thing I did this week. I would say ate pretty healthy this week.
Might be with this burrito.
Nothing too ridiculous. I will say yesterday you took Ryan out for lunch and Lucy golf. And then mini golf. And I had a little sweet tooth. And we have a lot of Valentine's Day junk in our house. So I took my beloved Trader Joe's ice cream cones, which I eat like 2 or 3 of every night.
Yeah.
I had one of them. And we also have a lot of Hershey Kisses. And so I ate the top of it off. And I just kept sticking Hershey Kisses in and eating that Hershey Kiss
I'm impressed.
And then until I got to the bottom. So it was like more, because it's chocolate covered and then there's chocolate in the bottom. And I was just sort of incorporating more chocolate.
What's fun about this is I think we're learning about each other. Like you would never have known I did that this week.
Never.
Not that I like, how was your day? It was good. I ate cold soup. Like I would never tell you that.
Well, so things have been a little chaotic lately, so that's like not the top line item you should be telling me.
Yeah, like that's just.
How was your day?
It was good. It's like but here.
Yeah.
I can tell you, best thing you ate this week. You can go first.
Okay,
for this one.
So
we're gonna have the same. Answer.
I had an Uber Eats situation. Okay, so I was.
You had an Uber Eats situation.
Yes, I was training
I was like with me.
I was not training. My field application scientist was training a new lab on a technique. And I had never been to this company. Well, I'd been there before, but I hadn't met everybody who was going to be involved. So I brought them duck donuts, which if you don't know what duck donuts are, they are customized donuts. You do not get like a single same donut in the dozen. Like everything is unique. I did like a favorites pack and then like a random one.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very fun. Oreo. Yeah. I had s'mores. It was like the worst decision I've ever had because there were no paper towels in the room and the marshmallow fluff on it, bad. Sticky to like a way I could not get it off my hands. It was bad. But they were so excited. And then I was like, okay, you guys, I said, we're going to have a break in the experiment between like 11:30 and 1. So we have to eat then. I'm going to need a decision for lunch by like 11. They were kind of like hemming and hawing. And then the one person's like, I'm vegetarian. Fine. Not a big deal. Every plate can pretty much accommodate that unless we're getting like, Brazilian steakhouse or something. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But they were really thinking vegetarian. They found this like Mediterranean place. Everybody agrees on it. Everybody's excited. It's called Effie's. Not the one that we had in Montclair. Different spelling. There are 3 of them in this Jersey City. And this one was in New Brunswick.
Okay.
And it was like in the Rutgers campus, like on campus. When classes changed over at 11:30, I could not find a fucking parking space. It was an 8. Oh wait, so I gotta back up. Gotta back up. Everybody agrees on it. Everybody gets on my phone. They order. They customize. We're ready to go. I go delivery, and it's like, we're not currently accepting delivery. And I'm like,
let me call my husband.
Fuck. And I'm like, I just didn't want to go through everybody reordering. And we were kind of on a time crunch. It was 18 minutes away.
You just did it.
And I could not find parking. And then I found it. Now, here's the good news. I've been in New Brunswick a number of times. Not that I like had some secret parking space, but I like knew the area, and I was like, all right, I'd rather go a little off campus and just walk, and that's what I did. And the food was really good, actually. And they, I guess it was sort of a large order, like 7, 8 people's lunches. They sent bonus desserts for us. So baklava, identifiable. I really genuinely don't know what the other things are because they had an extensive dessert menu apparently that was all in Greek, and I looked at it and I was like, I'm not pairing what this is with what the name is. And then it was like imagine like a rice pudding, but that was creme brulee.
This is the best thing you ate this week.
Hold on. And then there was a coconut custard. And it was that coconut custard. Oh my God. I don't know
Did not see that
what
coming.
this was. I don't know what it was. I don't know what I ate. It was like the most thick, flavorful, decadent, fluffy coconut custard. It was just a container, kind of like you get hummus in, like that. You know that plastic like size container with this coconut stuff, and then coconut cream. I don't know if it was coconut cream that was whipped up or something, and then just coconut on top of it. That was so good. I just wish I knew what it was so I could order it again. And I did have a panic attack because I grabbed the 2 bags and I'm in my car and I'm in bumper to bumper traffic while everybody's getting out of class, and I grab around in the bag, like there's like 3 bags, and I'm like, first thing I pull out was that rice pudding, and I'm like, fuck, I got somebody else's bag. And then I realized that it must have been a bonus because I did see kind of like everything else in there, but that was horrifying to be like, because I didn't look, I just ran and I grabbed. It was very stressful.
Definitely the most detailed best thing you ate this week.
Sorry,
I'm just gonna say last night's dinner was good.
Oh yes, well,
It was cavatelli pasta, sausage, broccoli, not the hair, and some nice sautéed shrimp that you made was excellent.
Oof, shrimp were so
really good.
Jumbo
I got no
shrimp.
other.
Sorry.
No other drama with that.
Just because you're Uber Eats thing.
No, I
was
know.
like, this is a nightmare.
It did sound like a story from the road.
It was an amazing time suck. That was the part I was amazed at. I was like, and I have to go back for at least 4 more days of training, and I don't know how to gently be like, could I pick the place on the app and find, like, I just wanted to do DoorDash. Yeah. Like, I just did not want, and also, I think it was like 15 degrees that day.
Sounds warm for us.
So, yeah, it does sound warm for us. So, no, the whole thing was I felt very undignified, like being an Uber Eats person in the middle of this, like, event that I was throwing. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I've been there. But I literally was like, I can't let these people, I can't start over. I can't go back to what restaurant do we want? What do we want to order? I can't do it.
I gotcha. This has been episode 267.
Why are you laughing?
We're bordering on 268 in Marriage Bites. You got to start your own podcast about doing deliveries. I hope this is it. I don't think it's ever been done before. Tonight we did try from Chipotle. Hey, if you're listening, you're new to this podcast, check us out on YouTube. Or if you've gotten this far already, you probably are on YouTube. Let's be real. But seriously,
are you gonna reset us at the top of the hour or something?
I'm just saying, like, if you've gotten this far on Apple and Spotify, go to YouTube. Just do it. Make the plunge. Check it out. As we're recording this, I'm actually about to drop episode 267, which is Taco Bell. We're recording these on Sundays.
Wait, is this 268?
This is 267.
So that's 266 then.
That was 266.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I got it all up here.
Which should scare all of us.
Producing and hosting at the same time. Marriage Bites, 267. The burrito says good night. I think it's grown since we started this podcast.
I think it is too.
All right, good night.